Hey everyone, excuse me while I play with my light. I changed the lighting in my office, so it's a lot darker now. And I didn't realize how much darker it was going to be, so I need to like adjust right now. I'm gonna wait for you guys to hop on. This is not working out. I am going to invite you guys to hop on. Say hey, you can see me. I'm here but in the car, that's fine. No problem. Still messing with this light. My lighting in my room has changed dramatically. I'm just trying to get it to not be so weird. Okay, so I'm gonna give a second for hop-ons and I'm going to grab my binder. I rearranged my entire office, so now finding things is harder. So, hey guys, welcome to February 28th team call. It's the last day in February, which is crazy. This month felt like it simultaneously sped by and also crawled by. So today we are going to cover the fourth vital behavior, which is recognition. In the past month of February, we've covered every single vital behavior. So if you're hopping on and you're like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, go back into the team page and look at the other videos because we've covered every single one of them. And part of what I like about the Facebook Live is that number one, I can now screen share with you guys, which I haven't been able to do. So this is the first time I can actually, they just upgraded it so I can screen share with you guys and do PowerPoint presentations, which is really cool. But also these are very easy to upload to YouTube. So I'm a big fan of this format and we'll probably be seeing more of it as well. And I can invite people to hop on live with me at the same time, which is really cool. So we're transitioning into more of like a Facebook Live. Also, this allows you to really hop on quickly if you're in an environment where you can't necessarily be seen, but you can listen. So I really like this format a lot. So if you really enjoy this format, leave a comment below and let me know that you enjoy the format so that we can keep that in mind. So first things first for March, our calendar is pretty packed, as you can see in the agenda that I uploaded into the group. We have a free group. Sable and I designed a free group starting March 12th around Fixate. So if you don't know what Fixate is, it is a recipe book that was developed by Autumn Calabrese, and it follows the portion container system that we use for 21 Day Fix, 80 Obsession, and yeah, super busy. March is crazy. So it's basically a cookbook that teaches people how to make meals, recipes for desserts, entrees, kid-friendly food that fit the portion container system. So it makes it really easy for you to have creativity in your meals, but that are still on plan. So she not only has a book, which you can find in your shop, but on Beachbody On Demand, there's now a channel. There's actually a cooking show on Beachbody On Demand where Autumn and her brother, Bobby Calabrese, who's a chef, paired up together, created this cooking show, which is phenomenal. Every single recipe is like 4 to 7 minutes long. It really doesn't take a long time for you to look through a recipe and see what they make. And they have some amazing, amazing recipes on there and some amazing desserts, which is even to me more important to learn how to substitute sugar and still be able to have treats. So if you haven't checked out the Fixate cooking show on your bod, please check that out, get familiar with it. Order the cookbook if you like physical books. because this is a free group that Sable and I intend on hosting, and we are in the process of designing really how it's going to go. It's probably going to be like a 5-day group, something like that. And we'll be featuring a recipe every day. So we're going to pick like from every category of something we can do, and then do this actual recipe and show people how to make it work. So get familiar with it. If you don't want to host your own free group and you want to participate with our free group, please do so. Let us know that you want to be involved, and we'll happily include you. And maybe if there's a couple of us who want to do this, we could each do one recipe. So there's different faces hosting the recipes, which is nice. Happy to do that as well. Yeah, yum. I'm super excited. So don't like that comment because I'm really excited for this, for Fixate. So that's happening March 12th through is it the 15th that we decided? No, I can't remember what the Zoom agenda said. Sable, do you remember if it was through the 15th? Was it a 4-day group we were doing, Monday through Thursday? I think it was. 4 different recipes. Okay, so I'm waiting for verification. So that's happening the 12th. Sunday, the 18th, we are hosting a What is Coaching call. So it's a 5-day. Okay, so this group is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to go from Monday through Friday is where the free group is going to be. I have the wrong date on the calendar, that's why I asked. Then the 18th, we're hosting a behind the scenes of coaching again. So this is an opportunity, it's a webinar. It's an opportunity for you to, hey Steph, it's an opportunity for you to hop on with any of your coach prospects and watch a webinar. Sable and I host the entire thing. We have a slideshow presentation. We have a time to answer any questions. So anybody that you're talking to right now that you feel would be a really good coach prospect, this would be the webinar to invite them to watch. It'll be between 30 to 40 minutes. It's really not a long webinar. It's not a long presentation, but it gives them all the information they need to make an educated decision on becoming a coach. And it really takes the spotlight off of you because you get to let us do the talking. Yeah, Monday through Friday and the weekend for the free group. So that is the 18th. So I'm giving you guys these dates, number one, so that you can set up what we call an editorial calendar. And I'm going to talk about that for a second. It's a marketing calendar. I'll talk about that in a second, but I just want to give you these dates to write down. So the 12th through the 16th. Oh, almost said the wrong date again. The 12th to the 16th, we're doing a Fixate cooking challenge. It's a free group for 5 days. The 18th, we're doing a behind-the-scenes coaching webinar. That's Sunday night. The 19th is the beginning of our challenge group for the month. The one that there's 5 of us that host it collectively, and if any other coaches would like to join in and participate, happy to welcome you. It's going to be called Muscle Madness because it's March. So we're going to be talking more about like strength training programs and programs that involve weights. And by the way, our last day of 80-day obsession is March 26th, I think, unless I calculated that wrong as well, which I possibly could have. Maybe is it April or March? Did I get the wrong date? Man, my dates are rough right now. I'm sorry, guys. When we originally performance line. Performance line? Do you mean for Muscle Madness? We're going to be promoting the performance line as well. That's a great idea. I don't remember us talking about that. It's actually pretty genius. Because the thing about the performance line for me that always trips me up, here's my detailed paper, is like Recover and stuff has dairy in it. And since I only do their vegan products, I'm sort of waiting for them to launch vegan Recover and Recharge and stuff. Okay, here are the details. Okay, so let me go back and talk a little bit of details because I glossed over some things that I didn't realize I had written down. So for the free group we're offering in March from the 12th through the 16th, which is the 5-day, your people who are joining as members can either just watch the live videos and learn the recipes, or they have the option of getting a 14-day free trial of BOD, so they can themselves watch the show, or purchase a cookbook. If they become inspired, we can make that available to them at the end of the 5 days. And we'll be taking a photo of their meal, of course, and or filming it live, which I think is fun to do. So originally, when we designed this free, originally when we decided this free group, we decided to make it interactive. So we were going to have people for sure either buy the trial for the show or purchase the book, and then we were going to have them share their recipes alongside ours. That's how we originally designed this free group, which I still think is a good idea. The thing is, if they decide to purchase a book, for example, it's going to take 5 days minimum for it to arrive. So you would have to start promoting that like now, so that they would have that available to them when the challenge group starts, when the mini challenge group, because it's a free group, but it's also kind of like a challenge group because they're being interactive. And then there was a point system assigned for anybody who shares their meal, anybody who helps someone out in the group, anybody who asks a question. That was kind of like the original concept behind it, but I'm sort of leaning towards being more educational and teaching about the recipes, and then having them kind of ask questions and stuff, and then at the end asking it if they do want to buy the cookbook or are interested in the cooking show. So any feedback from any coach who would like to say what you think would be a better approach for the free group, I'm open to either idea. We just have to do different type of marketing depending. And for the fit group, I actually don't have the performance line written, so I think we might have come up with that afterwards, because I just have weight training focus, talk about the stigma of weight training, especially for women, benefits of weight training, the difference in calories for weight training, and the different types of programs. So because right now we have all access and people can just hit one button and have every single program available to them, really what we're doing with some of these challenge groups is just shining a spotlight on certain types of programs to educate people on what they are. With weight training, your calorie relationship is extremely different than doing just strict cardio. You are burning so much more long term with weight training, so we want to make sure people are eating to fuel their bodies. So that's a big part of this, the misunderstandings when it comes to food intake. And also with women in weight training, there's this big stigma that if you weight train, you're going to get huge, and that's not actually what happens. So all we're doing for March is shining a spotlight on the variety of different weight training programs that we have, which are now a ton, from 21 Day Fix, Fix Extreme, 80 Obsession, Hammer and Chisel, Body Beast, even 22-minute hardcore could be that, because they use a sandbag. They use weights and sandbag for that. So there's so many different programs we use that people can get involved with that have some sort of weight component to it. So that should be quite easy. So the fitness group starts the 19th. The free group starts the 12th. Bear with me. I know that I'm all over the place. The behind the scenes coaching event is the 18th. And that's it as far as like specific events that we're hosting that you guys can get involved in. That's really it. And of course, we have a whole calendar of meetings of what we're going to be talking about every Wednesday night, but that's really it. So if you have any questions or comments about the free group or the fitness group or the behind the scenes coaching that we're offering in March, just comment below and I'll answer your questions either on video if you're here and I catch it, or I'll write it out. So that's it for agenda as far as calendar. And the fourth and final vital behaviors we're going to talk about, and it is recognition. And this is a relatively new vital behavior. I want to say about the time that I became a coach, this got added on as a vital behavior. It used to be just the first three for as long as the Coach Network has been around. But what they discovered is that this element of recognition and really honoring people's effort and the way that people show up makes a big difference, not only in like the morale of a team or the morale of a group of fitness focused people, but it just honors the process, which I think is really super important. So giving someone a shout out is a lot more than just being like, good job. It's recognizing what it takes to stay in the game and stay in the process long term. Because truth of the matter is, the work that we do is not a quick fix. And unfortunately, the way that the diet industry has been structured, they have been serving people these like magic remedies to lose weight or lose fat or whatever. And so people have been kind of brainwashed into believing that you could do something really, really short-term, really dramatic and get these amazing results and have them stick. And what we know, if you're a coach, you know that fitness is a long-term commitment and it is not a destination. It is very much a journey, and you have stops along the way where you have arrived, so to speak, depending on what your journey is, but it's never as clear as, okay, I've arrived, I'm good, I'm done. So I think the recognition component of our work is super important because it allows us to continue to uphold people's energy during the journey, which can be really daunting. And I'm speaking about not just the physical journey of being on a fitness experience, but the business. This business can be really intense psychologically, not because it's hard, because it's a pretty simple business when it comes down to what you're actually physically doing, but because what this business does, a lot like our fitness journey, is it demands that we look at all the ways in which we're not showing up, right? It puts a huge giant mirror of reflection in front of us, and it shows us all of our insecurities and all of our self-doubt and all of our laziness and all of our anything that we have that's like inhibiting us from living our best life. Immediately this business puts a giant mirror in front of you and shows you like this is what's going on. And I think that's probably one of the most powerful components of this business, and it's also the one that scares the crap out of most people and why they quit or don't do anything with the business. And I also feel like it is the gift of this business because it is very much like diving headfirst into a personal development experience that can also give you money. Emotional too, yes, super emotional. It brings up all of your hang-ups in a way you never expected it to bring up. So the component of recognition is, to me, very significant because it shows people that you're watching their journey, that you're supporting their journey, that you see their effort, and it's really illuminating for them, I think, and for you. To me, it feels really good to celebrate other people. One of the things that I love doing the most is celebrating people because it just fills me with so much gratitude for being alive and connected to that person. So I think, too, the company as a whole realized how important recognition is. And you can see it in all that they do. Like, not only do they do a national wake-up call every Monday and then recognize people on the national wake-up call for rank advancements, but Success Club trip is a recognition. They give you this trip and then they pamper you for those 5 days as a way of thanking you for showing up for this business and being the leader that you are. They give you massive bonuses once you hit certain leadership ranks as a form of recognition. They're always talking about recognition, always talking about shout outs, and it shows in just like the core fabric of the company. So if you're not currently at least once a week shouting someone out, whether it's a member of the fitness group that you're in, they don't have to be your customer, they don't have to be your coach, just someone that inspires you, that you are really enjoying their journey, give them a shout out. Give them a shout out on your Insta story, on your Facebook story, on your page. Or someone in your life that's not even related to fitness, just someone in your life that you find really inspiring, give them a shout out. And just get into the spirit of celebrating other people and their progress and just notice how that feels in your body. I think that's a pretty integral part of feeling really connected and really joyful in this business. And that's really it, that what I wanted to talk about recognition. There's not like a whole lot as far as like technicality when it comes to recognition. It's just setting the intention to do it at least once a week, shouting someone out in your immediate experience of life that inspires you, that you find really encouraging, and celebrating them for their effort and for their presence. And I want to kind of segue into, I mentioned the National Wake Up Call right now, and I was talking about recognition because they do a really good job of recognizing on the National Wake Up Call. But in the team, Alicia had asked a question about Instagram stories. And it just so happened that that very same day, which was Monday, the National Wake Up Call, was Bonnie Engel talking about Instagram and Instagram stories. And I know that it's a lot to keep on your schedule, especially when you're trying to juggle becoming, like, really working your business. But you guys, you need to listen to training. You need to listen to training. It is put there for a reason. It is created for you guys for a reason. When I first became a coach, I listened to national wake-up call after national wake-up call after national wake-up call like an obsessive crackhead, because I needed to put into my brain these success stories of as many people as I possibly could so that I could believe the success for myself as well. Now, Team Beachbody has a podcast. Podcasts are free. If you have an iPhone, go into your iStore and look at the tab that says podcast and type in Team Beachbody. If you have a Droid, find an app for podcasts and download it and look up Team Beachbody. They upload every single national wake-up call to this podcast. You can literally listen to them back to back to back to back, all the way back, okay? The national wake-up call is they choose coaches for a very specific reason with a very specific story to share a very specific message, okay? And they do this because they understand that when you are listening to someone else, other than somebody in the company talking to you about this stuff, someone who has lived it themselves, it makes a deeper impact. And it's true, it does. And she's 31 weeks pregnant. She was sharing a very honest experience of being pregnant and what her social media life has changed and what it looks like now versus when she started as a coach. And she gave amazing tips on how to use Instagram stories and Instagram, things I did not know. It was very illuminating for me. And since then, I've been using my Instagram completely differently and seeing way more massive traction on Instagram. So this is what I mean when I say these calls are really valuable, is they are hosted by some of the best coaches in the network with a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, and a lot of success. And as they always say, like, success leaves clues. If you want to be successful, follow a successful. Listen to their advice. Listen to what they teach. On top of that, you know, Mr. Republic has a team call every Monday night at 9 p.m. Even if you don't want to participate, you can just put it on and hear it in the background. We have this weekly call every single Wednesday night, which is an opportunity for you to get free business mentoring. You know, when you become a coach, you're not just like, here's your coach packet, welcome to the team and peace. Like, the intention is that you stay connected and you are constantly feeding your mind with with wisdom fuel, with like energy fuel, motivation fuel. And that is given to you by team trainings like this one, like the Misfit training, like the National Wake Up Call. There are so many different opportunities for you to plug in and get information that's really valuable for your business. But if you guys aren't tapping in, if you aren't using your business resources and then you're wondering why you're struggling, I can tell you why you're struggling. You're not taking advantage of your business resources. You're not taking advantage of the thousands of hours of mentorship that are put into you guys so that you guys can have a successful business. So remember that. You guys, if you are not seeing success in your business, one of two things or both things are happening. Number one, you're not listening to enough personal development, or you're not reading enough personal development, and you're not reading the right kind of personal development to get your head in the game to what you need to be doing and what you need to be thinking. And number two, you're not taking enough action. You're not taking the kind of action that is driven from inspiration, that is driven from finding like a calling and a desire to want to connect with people. So please take this as it is intended, which is an invitation for you guys to explore, how can I dive in even deeper into my personal development? How can I dive in even deeper into my community, into my resources, into my training? Really anchor yourself into what has been created for you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to be this exceptional human being with all this activity in your life. You don't have to be super extra. That's not what makes a coach successful. It's not having an exciting life. That's not what it is. It's just connecting. It's just your willingness to connect and your willingness to uphold a certain frequency of empowerment, of joy, of vitality, and then sharing that with other people and inviting them to participate with you as a result of that connection. It's a very organic process when you're doing all the steps. The reason inviting feels inorganic is probably because you're not doing the steps before. You're not doing the personal development. You're not doing the connecting. You're not doing the business relationships. You're not doing the recognition. You're not doing the shout outs. You're not building fellowship. You're not doing the trainings. And so then when it comes to inviting, of course, there's a disconnect. It doesn't feel natural because you haven't done all the stuff before. So really sit with that. And I added that to the agenda because I felt it was super important to remind you guys of how many resources are available to you. And if you're not using them, you're totally missing out. Also, Facebook has a group called TBB 411, which is a Team Beachbody Facebook group. And now they're doing their National Wake Up Calls live on Facebook, like this video. So you can hop on and watch the Facebook Live at any point in time, and you'll get a notification pop up on your phone that they're live, and you get to actually physically watch these coaches talk, which is super cool because when I started, that was not available. So that's really it as far as like what the content that I had to share with you guys. Oh, I see all the hearts. Thank you. I'm going to just finish by talking about the action steps and recognition. We just talked about recognition, and then open it up to Q&A. So your action steps on the agenda are, and I'm going to see if I can share my screen. Let's see if we can do something fancy. Maybe not. Maybe I had to share my screen to begin with. Facebook hasn't gotten that fancy. Oh boy. New technology. No, I don't think I can share. That's okay. I'm just going to read it out to you guys. I'll figure this out, I promise. Next steps, set up a posting schedule to invite to the Fixate Challenge and the challenge group. Use your stories. Okay, so what I mean by that is if you know that our Fixate group is going to be the 12th, then you've got about a window of 1 week before then to really start posting at least once a day about this upcoming group. It doesn't always have to be a shout out like join the free group, join the free group, join the free group. That's really annoying and it really wears on people. But just talk about like, oh, I'm prepping for this upcoming group, or share a story of you turning on your bod and clicking on the Fixate cooking show and showing people physically what that cooking show looks like. Share a screenshot of your book if you have the Fixate cooking book. Talk about the recipes you're really excited to try because you haven't experienced them yet. There's so many ways that you can talk about the upcoming event without making it an invitation. So figure out what ways you want to talk about this upcoming event and create a posting schedule so that every day leading up to the actual event, you're posting at least once a day talking about some aspect of the event. You can do this with the free group and you can do this with the challenge group as well. It's extremely, extremely successful. And one thing I see being very successful is people doing like verbal invitations via story, via Instagram story or Facebook story. If you don't know how those work, go to the National Wake Up Call podcast and listen to Bonnie Engel's call. She nailed it. It's a super, super good call. Bonnie Engel's an amazing coach to begin with, but that call was really good. The second thing is make a list of people you would really like to invite to the What is Coaching call. So make a list of people right now that you know that you're talking to that you think would be a good coach or that might be interested in coaching, and just keep the list by your desk or your workstation or in your planner. Just make it and keep it. Make another list of people you already know who you think could really appreciate being part of a fitness group. Don't disqualify people in your mind. Don't be like, well, they wouldn't do it because blah, 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 blah. Well, don't go there. Just make the list. Make the list of the people you think would be a great coach. Make the list of the people you think would really benefit from being in a fitness group. Those 3 are your action steps. You can find this agenda in the team page. So if you're like, where are you reading this from? It's in the team page. You can open it and preview it. And lastly, we're going to close with recognition and our mantra for the week. So I want to recognize 3 ladies specifically. Ellen, because Ellen has been checking in with me almost once a week on her progress as a coach, what she's doing with her support group, what she's doing with her Team Cup group, what she's doing, and she's just checking in with me and asking for help when she needs it. She's extremely involved in her business and wanting to improve her business, and I really appreciate the fact that she's always willing to contact me and share how she's doing and ask for help if she needs it. So thank you, Ellen, for being so connected and being so aware of your process and being willing to ask questions that are challenging for you and get answers so that you can be a better coach. I really appreciate that about you. Alicia, because Alicia has again been killing the game with her fitness. And not only that, but she suffered a shoulder injury, a shoulder setback, and she recovered that and replaced the workout she needed to replace, and then jumped back into 80-day obsession like a boss without missing a beat. So I am so inspired by your dedication to yourself right now. I'm like really blown away by it, and I think it's extremely beautiful. I hope that you feel the love and the recognition and appreciation for you, because it is super real. So thank you. Thank you for your posts and for showing up. And last but not least, Stephanie, because Stephanie has been rocking her own fitness journey. Your transformation photo was super bomb and very inspiring. Your posts are really inspiring. I know your group is going very well because you've told me it's going very well. So I just want to give you love for being such an active coach as well, even though you've had a hard couple weeks and your household has been sick and there's been a lot of setbacks that could have held you back from really showing up on social media, but you still have done it. So massive shout out for being the bomb. And I'm going to throw in a random last recognition to Sable for putting this agenda together and still showing up, even when she's driving, even when she can't show up physically. She's been very invested in you guys as a team and showing up for you guys as a leader, and it shows in her actions and in how the team is running. So thank you, Sable, for that. You're welcome, Stephanie. My pleasure. And I want to close with our mantra, which Sable chose, and it is, I am grateful for all that is unfolding in my life and all that is yet to come. That is such a beautiful mantra. I invite you to really, really take that in and absorb it, to feel the gratitude for the unfolding of your life. That's like such a big thing. Really feel gratitude for the unfolding, not just for what has already happened or what might come, but for the process, which sometimes is really not glamorous and doesn't feel really good, but it's an important part of it. It's an important part of that journey. So I invite you to write down that mantra on a little sticky note and have it up for the week so that you can reread it. Again, it is, I am grateful for all that is unfolding in my life and all that is yet to come. So that is it for content. We are exactly at 30 minutes. That was fast. Does anybody have any questions that I can answer or clarify for you? Yes, Sable does rock. That's very true. That is all the truths. Anything you want to know going into March? Anything that's confusing to you? Anything that you would like me to clarify on? There's a delay on what you guys write, so I'm just, if I'm quiet, it's because I'm waiting to see something typed. Because I don't see messages right away. I'm good for now. Okay. Awesome. All right, y'all. Thank you for hopping on. If you're watching the replay, please comment below if you have any questions or comments. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate your presence and your energy in this team and everything you guys do for each other. I think that's a beautiful component of our team, and I'm super, super proud of it. You're such a nut. I love you. All right, guys. Have a good night. Bye.